This is Letter to Sons. I'm Doug Keating. Time for another special edition episode. Today, I'm going to be selecting the Serie A football, aka soccer team I'm going to support. For those not familiar with Serie A, it is the top Italian football league. Now, some of you are probably scratching your head if you've watched my other videos about football saying, what is wrong with this guy? Yes, I have a problem. I am fascinated by the game of football. In this case, I will quote the great philosopher from the fictional team in Ted Lasso, Danny Rojas, who says, football is life. Before picking an Italian team, let me talk about the other football teams that I currently support. Starting from the top, the men's U.S. national team. They're kind of a mess these days. It'll be interesting to see how they do in next year's World Cup. When the men from America typically get bounced out of the World Cup, I shift alliance and support the German national team. As far as professional teams, top of the list for me is Bayern Munich. I lived in Bavaria, love Bayern Munich. Next is Barcelona. When I visited there, I had a chance to see Messi play and I was hooked. And last on the list is Everton, is my Premier League team for this season. If you're wondering why I'm saying for this season, I change teams every year. And if that has you wondering what the hell, check out my other video where I explain the process I use for picking my Premier League team. Given the fact I already support 5 football teams, you may be wondering why add an Italian team to the mix? Well, I'm going to talk about the reasons in a moment. Here, though, you see a picture of Kim and I taking a gondola ride in Venice. What a romantic time. Except the kids were at the front end of the boat. Reason number 1. Kim and I have loved visiting Italy the past 2 years. Here you see a picture of us in front of the Pantheon in Rome. Italy is definitely one of my favorite countries to visit in Europe. Reason number 2. Italian food. Considered by many to be the best food in the world, I'm not going to say that's wrong. I eat like a king every time I'm in Italy, whether it's the pasta, the pizza, and the gelato. Oh my goodness. If you don't believe me, I recommend checking out Stanley Tucci's show where he goes around Italy exploring the various regions and the foods associated with it. Reason number 3, Italian football culture. I said football is life. In Italy, they would say calcio is life. If you want to hear more about this, I listened to a podcast recently. I put a picture of it here called Experience Italy with Friends, where they talk about Italian football culture. It sounds intense and something I need to experience firsthand. Bonus reason, let's get real. I need another excuse to justify my subscription to Paramount Plus. I think it costs almost $20 a month, and I usually watch very few shows and some soccer matches. Serie A is shown on Paramount Plus, so I figure I'm going to be getting a better deal by watching more football. Calcio is life. Enough of the reasons why I'm doing this. Let's get into how I'm going to pick a Serie A football team. Here you see a list of all the teams for next season. There's 20 in total. I'm not going to go through each one. I'll simply point out there's a lot more teams in the north than in the south, and several of the big cities like Milan and Rome have multiple teams. I'm getting excited about making this pick. What about you? Do you already support a Serie A team? If you do, throw it in the comments to let me know. Here you see depicted the logo of the 20 teams for this season. Here's how I'm going to make the selection. First, I'm going to pick a team and stick with them, unlike the Premier League where I rotate every year. Next, the selection will be completely random. I will use ChatGPT to make the pick. And third, I'm going to commit to being a crazy and Italian football fan. I'm going to buy a jersey, join the fan club, and attend one home match for the team selected. And the winner is Florence, or as the Italians would say, Firenze. I'm smiling for many reasons I'm about to talk about. There are many reasons Florence is a fantastic choice. Here are some towards the top of the list. Number one, Florence is a good team with a storied history. Some people believe soccer was invented in Florence. Number two, Florence is a fantastic place to visit any time of year. Here you see pictured Kim and I overlooking this beautiful city. Number three, Florence is relatively easy to get to from the States. I don't think there's direct flights. However, Florence is well connected to the rest of the country. And finally, Florence is the capital of Tuscany, which is one region of Italy I would love to spend more time exploring and seeing all that it has to offer. If you're still watching this video, thanks for hanging in there till the end. You've probably caught on. This is another ploy for me to get over to Europe, and in this case, spend time in Italy, which is one of my favorite countries, and Kim's as well. She said hell yes to this idea right away and loves Florence. I've already got my Hard Rock t-shirt. Check that off the list. Andiamo. Here we come, Italy.